Hi guys, it's been a while. We fell off the regular habit during quarantine, but we thought, I'm not sure when we're going to do another full live show, but I thought we would say hello and doing a little project here that I thought we could do. So what I have here, we're making Thomas Keller's fried chicken, which is brined. First in this brine, which is a cup of salt and 6 lemons, 6 bay leaves, 85 grams of honey it calls for. I estimated that. It's about a quarter cup of honey, I think. Quarter to a half cup. Peppercorns and parsley, or in this case rosemary. We brought that to a boil and let it cool overnight. And the chicken is quite salty. The chicken needs to brine for between 8 and 12 hours. So I have a slight wrinkle here that this chicken, we were keeping it in a fridge that was a little too cold, so I've got it in water here. Ordinarily I would worry a little that getting the chicken wet is a problem, but of course I'm going to dump it in brine, so it's not a problem at all. So I have my kitchen shears here, especially because this chicken is frozen. That's very handy. And it's going to be a little extra challenge, and we're going to be as careful as we can not to get raw chicken all over the place. I've got my board here, so I already did one chicken. The directions here are to cut the chicken in 10 pieces. For a nice size for frying, so that's 1 leg each side, 1 leg, 1 thigh, 1 wing, and 2 breast pieces. So you don't necessarily have to do this piece, but it's cleaner, especially for this section, if we cut out the backbone. So I'm just going to snip, snip, snip out the backbone. My hands are going to get a little bit chilly. You could do this with a knife, but it's really quite easy to cut through these bones with the scissors, and so I recommend it. If you have a pair of kitchen shears, you can probably get away with heavy-duty scissors, and of course you'll want to wash these very well when we're done, because otherwise they have raw chicken germs all over them. Okay, so I'm just doing a narrow cut on both sides of the backbone. This would be a great thing to make stock out of. Backbone and all the marrow and goodness in there. And then you can see it's all frozen on the inside, which is going to make the next part a little tricky, because the next part of the directions are to pull out the breastplate, which is the piece that the breast muscles attached to. So I am going to attempt to, instead of pulling it out, I'm just going to cut on either side of it. So cut that out. You can see there's no breastbone. There's no breastbone on this side, and on this side we have the breastbone. So I'm just going to cut the other side of that. It's quite frozen chicken. Makes some of this easier and some of it harder. In particular, the hard part is I can't really feel the joints that well, so it's a little hard to get the knife. We'd like to not cut through any more bone than we have to, because it'll make our knife really dull. So now this wing, I would adjust this camera, except that I'd get raw chicken all over the camera. I'm not going to do that. 1 wing in the brine, and I'm going to cut in here. I'm going to cut the thigh out. So if the backbone were still here, then the thigh bone attaches to the backbone, and you'd have to cut it off. But in this case, because the backbone has been cut out, all I need to do is find my thigh joint. I'm just going to let this piece be on there. This is the hip bone chicken. And here, as I said, I have a little bit of trouble finding. You like to wiggle it. I like to wiggle it. You can find the joint there. It doesn't wiggle very well because it's frozen. Leg, thigh, breast. Just slice that in half. 2 breast pieces, and this is going to make nice sized pieces for frying. And then the other side, do the same thing. I have 2 chickens here. doing not a great job. Slice out the wing. Once again, slice here. Try to keep the skin intact on the top of the thigh. Fine. Well, okay. 2 ways could have done it. One would be to cut out the bone of the hip socket there. But also, as often in fried chicken, you have that bone there in the fried chicken, which is the hip bone. Otherwise, that's kind of go to waste. I think on the first one, I managed to cut out that piece of the backbone as well. Doesn't really matter. It'll be nice. It'll be a nice place for the breading to adhere to and make more crispy breading, which we all like. Cut the breast in half. And there we go. Goes in the brine. I don't know what that is. Oops. I had my breastbone underneath there appropriately enough. Going to just wash my hands here really well. Show you. I now have 1 pot, a very full pot of chicken pieces. Just try to get those kind of submerged. I will be throwing out the band-aids on my fingers when I'm done with this. Get it all in there. And then I'm just going to throw that in the fridge, and it needs to brine for, wash my hands again. It needs to brine for between 8 and 12 hours are the directions. It's very salty, so more than 12 it'll get too salty and maybe cure a little bit. And 8 is how long. So 8 is kind of an awkward amount of time for fried chicken for dinner because it's like 9 o'clock in the morning. 12 would have meant if I want to cook it, say at 5 or 6 o'clock, it would mean I have to get up at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, and I was not willing to do that, and I don't want to eat too late. So it's a little awkward. It just has to be done first thing in the morning, or you have your chicken at a funny time. So that's all, and we'll be back maybe when it's time to bread and cook, say like 5 Eastern or so. That's another little bit of I guess that's our usual time, but it's Thursday, so maybe I'll see you then. Hope you all are doing well. Let's go say hi to Emmy and Theo quickly. What you doing, Emmy?
Theo wanted white hair.
I know. What are you doing, though?
I'm taping a piece of white paper to a crown I made for a baby manatee named Marigold.
Who's the baby manatee named Marigold?
No, right here.
Theo, are you a baby manatee named Marigold?
Theo, can you show them your dress? Yeah, I'll show them my dress.
This is Theo's dress, because he is a baby manatee named Marigold.
No, I am not. I am barely a mermaid. Oh, wait. I am barely a polar bear. You turned into a polar bear on the surface, and we're not on the surface. So yeah, because it's hair.
Well, Theo is a baby princess manatee named Marigold who turns into a polar bear when it gets too cold because manatees don't do very well in the Arctic Ocean, where Emmy is the queen or maybe the princess of the mermaids. There you have it. So maybe I'll see you guys later for some more fried chicken, and I hope you all are well.